Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday night slash Tuesday morning Zoom edition, depending on where in the world you are. Markets have been trending upwards, broke 64K on Bitcoin, hanging around 63 today. Pretty similar to our last call, so we'll see what's happening. I want to bring up some news events or Twitter posts, depending on how you characterize it. So I'm going to share my screen and go to my email. It's a little different. Should be seeing my email, and this is the Good Morning Crypto subscription, free subscription that I'm into, and this is from the Crypto Banter group. And so they tend to assemble Twitter posts and things like that to give an overall view of the market, and then they go into some detail on some things they care about. But I like it mostly for the review of the market, and so this caught my attention. We're in October yet. We've seen a little bit of trending up. We haven't seen, the radical, break above 73K for the all-time high for Bitcoin. So I thought I'd check this out and present it. We got this post here, bulls versus bears, catalyst for bears, Iran versus Israel war, but really not much else. And then a list of catalysts for bulls, some things we've talked about before, China stimulus package, rate cuts in the US and China. Though there's some disagreement on this, Trump set to be the first openly pro-crypto president. I think it's also helpful that Kamala Harris, the opponent, has also, at least recently, become more pro-crypto. We've got the Q4 seasonality advantage. Last quarter of the year tends to be bullish, and combined with the election year, that's been bullish in the past. Then FTX, use the word stimmies. I assume that stimulates distribution this quarter. So those are all potential bullish factors in the market. And then there's also this comparison here about whales and buying Bitcoin like crazy, like they did at the end of 2020, which pushed that market up in late 2020, early 21. And then the 24 market looks fairly similar. Yeah, I thought there was one more.
Yeah, I think the brakes are going to be the American election. It's just what's keeping the brakes on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was the last one. Yeah, so if you want to subscribe to this, check it out. If you can't find the link by doing a Google search or looking for banter, email me at cryptocj13@gmail.com and I'll track it down for you. All right. So let's go to the Bitcoin chart. And you should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Hmm.
All right. So here we are at 62.2, a little more of a dip here than I realized. But we were up all the way to 64.6 earlier today and then dipped down on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, yeah, broke briefly above 2,500, couldn't hold it. Now we're 24.26. So mostly sideways with a pump here and there. I am pleased to see we're holding 60K as support, at least in the short term. We have been overall trending up in the last week or so. Okay, any more comments or questions about the markets overall before we look for some day trades and swing trades? All right, so I'm gonna head over to Altcoin Alert, and I've got the easy mode off, altcoin radar engaged, all columns available. I will reload, get the most current information. And the first sort I usually do is the AA score. I've got a chat message. Eve is asking why the recent pullback. I just think it's one of those things. I don't know if there's any specific purpose or cause for it. As we just went over, most of the news is bullish, but the market almost never goes straight up. It usually does this. So yeah, I think it's one of those pullbacks for lack of a more sophisticated explanation. Okay, Altcoin Alert AA score. Keep seeing the same ones on top, and the scores haven't been as high since they redid this. So I haven't been using it that much, to be candid. We went over IQ last week, Modecoin as well. So I'm not seeing the value in going over those again. Therefore, I'm going to bounce over to a different sort, social activity, one of my favorites. I'm going to click on this. Looking for fire and fire or fire and thumbs up, some kind of combination. We've got the FTX token. We talked a little bit about this in the opening. It's up over 6% today, despite the most of the market trending down. Let's check it out. FTT. And where can we find this to trade? Crypto.com, mostly foreign exchanges. Yeah, we'll look at it anyway. We'll look at the crypto.com. Okay, this is my 15-minute layout. I use this for day trading. The feature indicator is the RTI, Relative Trend Index. I also use the supply and demand visible range for support and resistance. Sometimes it wigs out like this. So I'll have a better example of this on a different coin. But since we're here, we'll go ahead and look at this. Cumulative delta, which I use for confirmation on more trend-based trading, is not engaging. So might have something to do with, let's try this on a different exchange. Look on Bybit. Sometimes on lower volume situations, I'll get that kind of set up. All right, this is looking a bit more reasonable. We got the cumulative delta to load, and then we got support and resistance showing up with the supply and demand visible range, the Lux Algo indicator. And you can find those indicators here if you want to load them individually, or if you want this layout yourself to tinker with, email me and I'll send you a link to it. So this one looks like it's time to short. It hit the red zone and bounced down, dipped below the 80 on the RTI. So if you are a more experienced trader and you trade leverage and looking for something to short, this could be a good candidate. Got, double digits going down to the green zone on a retrace on the short side. So I like it for that reason. I'd probably have to log into Bybit manually to do this trade, and I think I just might do that a little later. Um, but if you don't trust this or you want to take it on the long side, because it made a really nice break here, bring up my vertical line. I'll highlight that a little bit. See, it broke below the 20 and then broke above right about here. I guess it was this big candle. The small one, not yet. So it broke above the 20 there and then went up an additional, almost 20%. So that's a great day trade. And an RTI alert's pretty easy. Right click on it, add alert. If you're trading spot and looking for a long, you're going to want to be crossing up on the 20. Choose once per bar close if you want to leave it on all day. Only once if you just want the alert to fire once. Alert name, social activity sort, call it whatever you want, but I usually use my information source. Notifications, notify in the app. So that's on my smartphone. Toast notifications pop up on my laptop computer screen. Play sound also on my laptop. And I've been messing around with some of these new sounds. So the classic sounds are these, and then it's got voices in nature and goofy and, you know, choose the one you like best. Now I think I'm going to do a different alert. So if you want to trade the coin both directions, like I usually do, I'm going to go with, instead of crossing up, entering a channel, I'll set up the 80 on top, 20 on the bottom. And yeah, I'll just leave that as is. Click create. So if this breaks back up above the 80 and then dips again, I'll get that alert and I'll consider that as a short. If it breaks all the way down below the 20 and then comes back up, that'll also alert me as a potential long position. And that alert should show up here, and here it is. So now if you want to do a more trend-based trade, something like this over here, a break above the 50, you can set that alert to be crossing up on the 50 instead of the 20, and look at your cumulative delta to see if that trend is supported. And as you can see, it was eventually. It goes up a little bit, then down, and then back up again. So that would have been a wild ride, but potentially profitable. Okay, any questions on FTT as a spot trade? All right, so let's head over to my swing trade layout on the hour chart. And I'm using the same indicators for support and resistance, the supply and demand visible range by LuxAlgo. Got the super trend to help me with entries because it's alert friendly, and the Trendio LSMA for confirmation. So the super trend is the buy and sell, and then the Trendio is the red line here, the moving average. And right now we've got the Trendio trending up, but the candle action trending down. So we have a disagreement here between the two. If you want to long this one, right click on the super trend, direction change for both directions, choose a buy to go long, a sell to go short. And I'm probably going to use this one only once. Social activity sort, just starting to show up now in my default list. And probably change that to classic sound handbell. So that's how you do that. But in this scenario, it's going to have to print a sell and then a buy. So that probably happen around here, pretty close to the red zone. But, more than a 10% move. So I'm usually looking for 10 to 15% on my swing trades. So this one has potential. I probably wanted to see it down here more and trending back up, say around $2, 210 before I took this on a long. And then I like, yeah, we just don't have confirmation on the indicators yet, but as far as support and resistance, we've got some strong candle action pointing down. I'd consider getting into this now just based on that. Any questions on FTT as a swing trade? Okay, I'm going to go through the rest a little faster, so feel free to watch the replay if you need to catch up or just ask questions. So back to Altcoin Alert. That's social activity sort. Take a quick look at 1 hour projected range. Huh. Ajax, interesting. Got positive on both higher and lower. Haven't looked at this one in a while. Let's check it out. Is that on my list? No. Go back to the. And I'll just look at this as a day trade because of the information we're using. Okay. This isn't on much. That's probably why I don't look at it very often. Crypto.com. Okay. It did a nice dip and then recovery. Since breaking above the 20, it's did that right about here. And it's up 3.6%. I'm usually looking for a 1 to 1.5% move on a chart. I'm at 10x leverage on spot trades, maybe 3 to 5%. So that would have been a qualifier for me. But we've got the kind of funky layout looking thing. So look at a different exchange. Go to Binance. And if you're in the US, you probably won't be able to make this. Maybe you could on crypto.com, but this will be better for some of my foreign people. And it's not coming up at all. So on second thought, I think I'm going to bail on this because my charts aren't cooperating. All right, the next sort I like is short-term sentiment. We'll match this up with Elder Impulse hourly, but these haven't matched up very well lately. Okay, I'm not seeing any matches. Oh, Chili's. I like Chili's. The food and the coin. So we're bullish on the short term, bullish on the hourly, up today almost 5%. Let's check out Chili's. Okay, nice move. Hovering above the 80 could be a short candidate. So a great move when it broke back above the 20, or did it break down that much? Yeah, that it broke down right here, then came back up. So that happened here. So that would have been a great entry coming out of the green zone, breaking above the 20 and 8% move. Love that as a day trade. Quick review on the alert, right click, crossing up on the 20. Once per bar close. This one was short-term sentiment. And do your notifications as you wish. And you're ready to go on Chili's as a day trade. If you want to trade both directions, go with entering channel 80/20 on that one, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to set up that alert. Yeah, I'll keep the Hapist. Okay, and there's a swing. Let's go to the hour chart. Get rid of this. And it looks pretty similar to the last one we looked at, FTT. We're in a buy. Everything's trending up, but we're in the red zone on the hour chart. I don't like that. Go to the 4 hour, a little more room to move. So if you took this now, you went to the red zone on the 4 hour, it's only 3%. Not loving that. Go all the way out to the day chart. I mean, you have retrace potential all the way up to 15 cents from back in May, but you'd be in this probably a long time for that, unless we get a huge pump, but over 100% retrace potential. But just because it took that long to drop doesn't mean it'll take that long to recover. So that's the best information I have at the moment. So not loving this as a swing on the 1 hour chart, but could be decent longer term. Okay, any questions about Chili's as a day trade or a swing trade? All right, let's do one more sort on Altcoin Alert. So we did long-term sentiment or short-term sentiment. Let's do long-term. Okay, so I'm going to match up long-term sentiment with Elder Impulse Daily and SUI. We like that one. Super, don't know that. We might just look at SUI. FTT and mode, we talked about those. Aptos, Rune, I like a lot. Probably look at that one. Rune's a good day trading coin. Yeah, let's go that one. Go that route. And that one's on my list. Let's get back over to the RTI. And Rune. Come on, computer. You can do it. Okay, trending back down, dipping below the 50 on the RTI, below the 80. So, kind of like this setup. So this has potential to break below the 20 and come back up. You could also set an alert on the 50 if you don't think it'll go down that long or that much. And break back up above the 50. And that's going to look just like the 20, but put 50 instead. So crossing up on the 50. Then you might want to use your cumulative delta for confirmation. I'm going to go with trading both directions as I like to do. So entering a channel, 80, 20, once per bar close. That was long-term sentiment. And I'll do a different sound. 3 notes reverb. And I'm good to go. Okay, Eve had to head out. Good to have you aboard, Eve. Hope to see you next time. And let's look at the 1 hour is a swing. Got a sell printing now, everything turning negative. So the good news is when it turns positive, it should hook back up, maybe around here. And you have a retrace between, let's say, 5 and 9%. Not great, but not bad. There's probably others I would rather swing trade than this. Let's look at the 4 hour chart. So a little better retrace potential, excuse me, to 558. So if you took this now, 10% to the top of the red zone, around 560. So that's a pretty good swing. And add an alert, buy only once, and you know the rest. Okay, any questions on Rune as a day trade or swing trade? Okay, let's head over to, well, any questions on or issues on Altcoin Alert before we head over to iCoinPro? All right then, iCoinPro, home of the 123 dip, the inspiration for the RTI 15-minute approach that I use. And they have a lot of training on that kind of thing on the 123 dip, and also information sources that I like. My favorite's the RSI SPY. That tells me what's dipped below the 30 on the RSI, which is similar to the RTI, actually better known than that. And it's a little more demanding on my computer resources. So Yeah, unfortunately, now it's freezing. Arg. Let's try reloading. Maybe we'll just stay here on the Buddy coin crawler since we've got it refreshed. That's the other information source I like. I usually go to the RSI SPY first. Okay, Buddy coin crawler sorted by average low to SMA. The low is a 24-hour low. The SMA line is the red line you see between the green Bollinger Bands you see on my charts. I don't focus as much on the Bollinger Bands as I used to, so I like the RTI better, but those can be useful as well. Okay, let's see what we have here in the list. Talked about FTX. Civic has been moving lately. So let's look at Civic. Let's see, where can we find Civic? It is on Coinbase. Very good. Thought it was. All right, so this is a setup for now. Oh, it didn't quite cross yet. So this should be crossing the 20 any moment. If you set an alert on the 15-minute chart, we just passed 8:30 on my time. So, it'd be taking another 14 minutes for that alert to trigger, but you might want to set this alert now if you want to trade Civic. And the setup looks really good. Even cumulative delta is on board, and you've got retrace potential. Wow, this is amazing. On a 15-minute chart, 30%. I wouldn't be that ambitious. I might look for this resistance here at around 4%. Um, Here again around 13%. Here at about 20%. And then here at 30%. So that's a potential interesting trade. This might have been hoopla about Civic. I want to see if there's any news. Not really seeing much. Not really. Not sure why this pumped up. This is an older project. Sometimes those pump up out of nowhere. So, add an alert on the RTI, crossing up on the 20. Well, you've seen me do this enough. So, and as a swing, it's probably going to look pretty similar. Yeah, wait till the next buy signal prints. That might be the better approach. And then catch it around here somewhere. Maybe ride it up to this 10 to 12% area. Or if you're more ambitious, up here where that retrace that we looked at earlier, that's going to be closer to 30%. Right click and then set a buy alert on the supertrend. Okay, any questions on Civic? Looks pretty good to me. Okay, so that was Buddy Coin Crawler. Let's see if we can get the RSI SPY to load. Come on, you can do it. All right, that's progress. And I've currently got this sorted as a short and a bunch of these soccer fan tokens don't interest me. And we looked at Chili's already, some Bitcoin pairs mixed in as well. I'll sort this the opposite way. See if we can get some dips below the 20 or some lower 30 values. We've got Atom here at 34.88. Jasmine, a little close, too close to 40. Let's look at Atom. Haven't looked at that one in a while. This is the coin that breaks my heart. I've got a hodl on this that's gone very badly. Um, RTI. and Atom. Okay, this is pretty similar to Civic. It's deeper under the 20, but that should be crossing up in the near future. So that's an easy alert to set on the RTI, break above the 20. And this almost looks like a 1, 2, 3 dip setup. I'm gonna go to the 5-minute chart. Yeah, it's not classic, but you've got the squeeze in the bubble. There's a dip here, and then the second dip. The third doesn't quite break through. So this one might dip again before moving up. And that's why I like my RTI approach a little bit better than this, because I want to catch that dip and then the retrace and evidence that it's coming back. So I think I'll go ahead and set this one. Right click on the RTI. You can go crossing up on the 20 if you're a spot trader. I'm going to go with entering a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom. Once per bar close. This was RSI SPY. And yep, I'm good to go. See if my alerts are showing up. Yeah, there's the Atom alert, the Rune alert, the Chili's alert, FTT alert. So those are my 4 alerts for the day. Usually do 3 to 5, depending on what the market's showing me. All right, let's check out Atom on the swing trade chart, the 1 hour. It's showing a sell, but when this comes back, that'll probably do so right about here, just below the midway, I'm guessing. And then you've got retrace potential to 8% on this portion of the red zone, and then, yeah, 10% up here. That's an easy alert to set. Right click and buy, and you know the rest. And I'm not setting this one because I already own Atom. So, any questions on Atom as a swing or day trade? All right. Any questions on anything crypto related, trading related? Very well. I will wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, I'd rather see you live on Mondays and Thursdays. But check out the opportunities listed in the pinned comment to help fund the channel. The rest of you guys have a good trading week. See you on Thursday. Bye.